When you hear the word Niagara, naturally you think of the falls. Hi, I'm Harry Currie.
And I'm Gabriella Currie. We'd like to take you just a few kilometers down the parkway to another Niagara, Niagara-on-the-Lake.
It's a beautiful little town with a lot of history and full of fascinating things to see and do.
One of the gems of Niagara-on-the-Lake is the historic Oban Inn, where good food and comfort have become a tradition.
We know you'll agree with us that it's a great place for staying in. The Oban Inn stands proudly where Gate Street meets Front Street, watching over the merging of the Niagara River with Lake Ontario. It's because of this ideal geographic location that the original owner, Duncan Malloy, chose to build here way back in 1824.
Then, tragically, the inn was razed by fire in 1992, but everyone got out safely. We'll tell you more about that later. Now it's time to check in and meet the inn's proprietor, Gary Burroughs.
Gary enjoys meeting and spending time with his guests. He's a very gracious host, and it's obvious that running the Oban Inn is a labor of love.
Mary, this is Gabriella and Mary.
Mary.
Hello, Mary.
Mary's been our housekeeper for over 30 years.
Wonderful.
Pure joy.
Come on in and we'll take you up to your room and then we'll maybe get some breakfast.
Oh, good.
Oh,
For start.
I'm sure.
During our brief stay at the inn, Mary made sure that everything we wanted was looked after.
Yeah.
This is beautiful, Mary.
Yeah, this is one of my very favorite rooms. It has everything, even the view of the lake and the golf course.
Did you say golf course?
Yes.
Oh, maybe we could
Yes.
get around.
Yes.
I have a great idea. Why don't I go down to the car and bring the bags in, and perhaps Mary could see if there's some breakfast we could go.
Are you hungry?
I'm starved.
Well, I'll go down right now and get your table. Okay?
I'll see you in the dining room.
I'm going to look at this view.
Okay.
All of the rooms of the inn have been lovingly decorated with an old-world charm. Every detail has been carefully coordinated. Our room even had a fireplace to cozy up in front of. And what a view! Whether your room overlooks the Niagara River or one of the Oban's beautiful gardens, it's a feast for the eyes.
And speaking of feasts, it's time to devour one of the inn's delicious breakfasts. The inn has several dining rooms, each with a distinct personality and atmosphere.
Oh, it all looks so good. I don't know what to have.
Were you thinking of poached eggs Benedict by any chance?
That's my favorite. You knew.
Morning, welcome to the Oban.
Good morning.
John.
Can I take your order this morning?
Oh, you certainly can. I'm going to have the poached eggs Benedict, please.
Ready?
And I'm going to step back to Britain and try the Welsh rarebit on an English
Ooh.
muffin with bacon.
Here we are.
Ooh.
Welsh rarebits there.
Oh, thank you, John.
Benedict.
Thanks, John. This
You're
looks
welcome.
wonderful.
Here's some nice warm muffins and toast for you.
Beautiful.
I'll be back with some more coffee.
Thank you. Doesn't that look
That
good?
looks wonderful. After breakfast, we were ready to work off those calories. And what better way than to tour some of the local points of interest?
Believe it or not, we had a hard time agreeing on what our first stop would be. Of course, I was all for heading into historic Niagara-on-the-Lake for some shopping. Or maybe even a romantic ride in a horse-drawn caleche.
Well, I'd heard that the wine tours were very tasty, informative, and that the golf was great. Guess who won?
Well, you did, of course.
I did?
Yes! Who ended up with a one-of-a-kind sweater from Jordan's?
Well, that seems fair. You got ice cream.
Mm-hmm. Lucky for you, they had chocolate ice cream. History buffs will know that Niagara-on-the-Lake was the first capital of Upper Canada between 1791 and 1796. Its main street is lined with period buildings that have been lovingly restored.
While you're in the Niagara area, you'll want to take in at least one wine tour. We headed south on Highway 55 and came to the Hillebrand Estates Winery. Vineyards abound in the area because of Niagara's microclimate, and the rare ice wine is among the finest in all the world. But for all that, the true test is in the tasting.
This is Old Fort George, which stands on the banks of the Niagara River as it has done for over a century.
Advance to be recognized. Niagara-on-the-Lake is world famous for the Summer Shaw Festival, professional theater performed by some of the world's finest actors.
The Niagara Golf Club is the oldest in North America, which stands on its original site.
And lucky for me, it's right across the street from the Oban Inn. Hey, that's down there.
Oh, well, off to the right just a little.
Hey, that's down there.
We decided to have afternoon coffee in the library, one of my favorite rooms at the inn. Oban owner Gary Burroughs sat down with us for a chat. I wanted to know more about the fire that had destroyed the inn completely.
20 after 8, the alarms went off, and like many other places, every time people hear alarms, they don't think much of it. But we have a system here which worked even better than we thought it would, and all our staff members did exactly what they were supposed to do. And one of our bartenders, Peter Hicks, went up and saw smoke on the 3rd floor. Our alarm system had said that it was between the 2nd and 3rd floors where the fire was. And then the wind that night was so unbelievable, it just got out of hand and burnt to the ground. That was some fire.
But no one was hurt.
No one was hurt, and in fact, apparently everybody got out in 8 minutes. And we had, it was the second sitting, We had 170 people having dinner at the time, and some people took their meals out and ate them on the hedge outside, but they all got out, and it was tremendous.
When it was time to rebuild, were you tempted to go a little more commercial?
Well, there was a lot of advice coming. In fact, I never realized I had so many architect friends. But we had a staff meeting the day after the fire, which would have been Boxing Day, and my staff have all been here so long that we wanted to decide immediately what we were going to do, and we decided that we liked what we had. We didn't want the fire. We wanted to get back in business as soon as possible, the way we looked before.
Was it difficult to rebuild as it had been?
Well, it would have been more difficult, but after the fire, we suddenly realized how little we knew about the way the building looked. We lived in it, we worked in it, but we just didn't know the detail. And one of my friends suggested, and actually did the work for me, came in with a chainsaw and cut sections out to get wood detail. And then our guests started sending us probably over 1,000 letters in total with photographs saying, would these help? We were here, and would this help? And of course it did help. Another lady from Rochester who had been in November, had been at the inn and had arrived early, said that she had a video of all the bedrooms because she'd arrived early, and could we use it? Well, of course we could use it, and it gave us the detail that made reconstruction much easier.
What a wonderful story.
It was tremendous.
What changes did you make?
Well, the library here is a new room. It used to be called, it was a bedroom called the apartment, so the size was the same, but the use was different. We put in an elevator, and basically the only code requirement building code requirement, the difference was that fire escapes used to be outside on the building. Now under the new codes they must be indoors, so that was the biggest change.
And you had to put a firewall in, did you not, at the top of the stairs there?
Well, no, we had that before.
Oh, you did?
Yes, yeah, basically we did, and that's why everybody was out so easily, and everything did work perfectly in such a negative situation.
What about decorating and acquiring the paintings that we see, which all have that old world flavor? How did you go about that?
Well, what we did, my wife and I really started right away looking at magazines, looking at what we had through the photographs, but we started collecting magazines from basically everywhere. We also went to an antique show down in Brimfield, Massachusetts. We have a friend of ours who's a major antique buyer, and he came along and helped us, and we've got a lot of stuff from Buffalo. We then went to England, and we looked for prints over there, and we got quite a number. Downstairs, we saved 120 frame prints, of which we could use 60. Most of them were water damaged, so we've been all around basically England and Canada and the northern states looking for stuff.
How old is the inn?
The inn, initially, the front part was 1824. It was a small house, and it was a fellow named Duncan Malloy came from Oban, Scotland as a shipbuilder, and he settled in the area, in fact lived a couple of doors away, and in about 1854-55 built the Oban as it looks roughly today, so that his patrons that were coming to see the ships that he was building could stay over for quite often months at a time. So it's been an inn since that time, except for a brief period during the First World War where it was an officer's mess.
I understand there was a large military presence in Niagara Lake.
Oh, for a long time. There always has been quite a strong military component to the town.
What about your cuisine? Is this one of the important factors that brings people to the Oban?
Well, we believe it is. We've never been a fancy place, and we're not trying to be a fancy place, but we think we're consistent, and basically the food has an English background to it, but we don't try to be something that we're not. So we feel that it's very important, but it's more our consistency than anything else.
We'd like to thank you for inviting us and spending some time with us, and we just hope that everything goes well for you in the future.
Well, thank you very much, and it's been my pleasure.
Thank you.
Great to see you.
The warmth and hospitality of the Oban Inn makes you feel so much at home that you might want to sit down and play the piano.
We have a choice of 2 vegetables, cauliflower and carrots.
They look great.
Both?
Yes, just a little, please. Thank you, that's fine.
The same for me, please,
Okay,
Mark.
thank you.
Such a decorative plate. That's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Looks lovely.
There you go. Enjoy your dinner.
Thank you very much.
Oh,
Doesn't that look wonderful?
very hungry all of a sudden.
So time to taste.
Is it ever?
That is superb. What a wonderful flavor.
Now I know why people keep coming back here.
Hasn't this been a beautiful stay?
It's been everything I thought it would be, and then some.
And we hope you've enjoyed your visit with us to the Oban Inn here in Niagara on the Lake.
Don't forget to join us again the next time we're staying in. I'm Gabriella Currie.
And I'm Harry Currie. Bye for now.
Thank you.